Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Round 7 for Pure Speed Elite Series here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The atmosphere tonight is one of pure excitement, energy, and anticipation of what lies ahead on track in this glass great Coliseum. With the inevitable short track drama that Bristol brings, this will no doubt be an exciting race. So who will survive tonight's wild ride and celebrate in victory lane? Stay tuned to find out, as I'm here with Jordan McGraw in the booth. I'm not sure if Jordan is with us just yet, but
I am.
Back just in time. What's up, Jordan? How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Just I'm ready to watch some short track racing. We've watched a lot of watched some speedway driving. Phoenix is sort of a short track, but it doesn't have that same feeling that a half mile gives you. And the high banks of Bristol, this is gonna be a tough place for these guys, and I'm excited to watch them bounce and bang and beat on each other.
It's going to be a crazy one. I'm excited. What's up in Chad, BK Doug? We have Hall with a 1,000 bitty bit. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's insane, Savage. I see you out there. Hope you guys are having a good night. Tonight, we're here for 190 laps, so it's going to be an crazy race. We have Jacob Locklear already out there putting a time up of 14:91 in that 84 car. Cole Snyder in second place with a 15:02. Kelly Melanson with a 15:33. And Hudson with a 15:38, J-Mac.
Yeah, we're gonna see some times kind of all over the place. I think before this session's over, we'll see a 14.8. And as I say that, Andrew Wisdom puts down to 14.887. So I feel like mid eights probably going to be the pole. That 88.7 might stand, but I'm not really sure. But we're going to see times all over the place. These drivers were really struggling with the grip in practice, especially out of turn 4. We're going to see if they can get that under control here in this while they're trying to put a hot lap down. But we're going to see a wide range of times, I feel like.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy out here, but I'm excited. Like Jordan said, not a lot of grip out here, so these guys are going to be probably driving on the high side, trying to find the grip. And once they find that, they may venture out to the low side, but passing is going to be hard tonight. It's Bristol, it's tight, and you want to try to keep it clean, but it's short track racing, so going to be interesting to try to do. These guys can handle it. I have some faith, but I think, Jordan, we're going to see a couple of cautions out here tonight.
Yeah, there's no way around it. You're definitely going to see some yellow flags. Just that, like you said, it's really tough to pass. You're going to have to make passes on the bottom side. It's really tough to make passes down there. Really hard to keep it down there, especially off the corners, and maintain speed. We're going to see a lot of incidents, especially on corner exit, as drivers are trying to make passes, trying to clear other drivers, kind of trying to clear the driver above them. There's going to be a lot of action out there, and yeah, we're definitely going to see some yellows, some angry drivers. It's going to be fun.
I think so. You know what? I want to get our, so far, a pole setter out here in the broadcast booth if we can. Let's make sure that I know where he's going back to. But Andrew Wisdom, it's Eliza in the booth. How you doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good so far.
Absolutely. I see you have a pole time of 14.88. I don't want to jinx it, but you're looking pretty good so far. How you feeling out there?
I'm feeling all right. Car's a little loose under braking. I think I actually hit the wall on my first lap there, so wasn't quite as quick as I wanted it to be. I was hoping to match my practice time, but we should still get a pretty solid starting spot, I think.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of luck to you tonight. 190 laps, so it's going to get very interesting out there.
Yeah, for sure. I think the main thing is going to be navigating traffic and trying not to burn your rear tires up. I think there's going to be a lot of people struggling for grip if we have a long run, so just trying to manage the car and the tires and keep it clean.
Well, good luck tonight, and we will see you out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. That was Andrew Wisdom. And as soon as I say that, Reedy goes out there and beats his time with 14.86. And I'll tell you what, Jordan, he was the fastest out there in practice tonight. So I think I just jinxed Andrew Wisdom out there.
Yeah, he beat him by only 18 thousandths of a second. So really tight times at 8.69 to an 8.77. So, yep, I think you jinxed him bringing him into the booth. But either way, we have a new pole sitter in Austin Reedy. Andrew Wisdom still holding holding strong on that outside lane, and as long as you're at the front, if you can start the race without anyone out your windshield, that's a good starting spot. And he's going to have that preferred line that we've seen as these drivers have tried to work the outside lane, and that seems to be where all the speed is, especially at the start of a run.
Absolutely. So I cannot wait to get this started. Half-mile track is going to be crazy out here. You guys have seen it. Let me know who you guys think might win tonight. You saw who we have on poll here. Austin Reedy, who has been strong all season long. And last week we saw Brendan Book. He won at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So he did great out there. We have so far 5 or 6 different winners in the season. Very interesting to see out there, but let's take a look at the points while we're waiting. You can see the points out here. Edward Shore out there with first in points with 206. Andrew Wisdom with 197, but there's a lot of drivers out here very, very close together, and this is a long season, guys. Plenty of racing to go, so plenty of fight left, plenty of battles to be had, but it's looking pretty close for these guys, and it goes all the way down to Brendan Book in 32nd, who first race last week, he came in and won the thing. So he's on board with 42 points. It looks like Austin Reedy is still holding out on pole with a 14.86. Wisdom in second with a 14.88. Jacob Locklear in that 84 car, 14.91. Edward Schur in the 14.98. Tied with Ace Waller, who is newer out here with a 14.98. So your top 5 are very close, Jordan.
Very close, and only 0.003 of a second separate our 4th and 5th place drivers. So, like you said, very, very tight times. As still got about 3 minutes left, a little under 3 minutes, about 2.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. We'll see if any of these drivers that have yet to make a lap will get out there to make one. I imagine that this deep into the qualifying session, these drivers are going to stay on pit road. And as I say that, the 3 of Jaden Gimbel, a new number this week, moved from the 20 to the 3 car, a very plain looking race car, but he's out there about to put down a lap, and we'll see what he can do.
Let's see what he can do. We're on board with Jaden Gimbel right now in that number 3 car. A little bit of contact with the wall. And what's up, guys in chat? Todd, Repeat, how are you guys? Yeah, there's a lot of good guys out here. Thank you for tuning in. But Jaden Gimbel will see what he can get on the board. A lot of guys very loose, and you see him make some contact, and that is just absolutely going to kill that lap. I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that one. It looks like he is just going to go ahead and take the loss on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, he got the wall that first lap, and that disallowed his time. And so he was digging really hard there. That second lap tends to be the faster one. Get a little heat in the tires, get the pressures up just a little bit. That second lap, honestly, if these drivers could run 4 laps, they probably would, because for about the first 5 or so laps, the times continue to improve, and then the tire wear starts to tick in, and you see a pretty large drop in lap times. But those first few laps, the car starts to get better and starts to feel better, but. A second lap, not a good one for Jaden Gimbel. A little too hot on corner entry, backed into the wall, and we saw what happened there.
Absolutely. We have Austin Reedy in the booth. It's Eliza. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Very good. Excited for tonight. And I jinxed Andrew Wisdom. As soon as I interviewed him, you got on pole. So how's your car feeling tonight? You're super fast out there.
Pretty good. I got a good amount of practice here. So I know you got to stick to the wall. Don't come off of it, because if you do, you're going to get passed. So that's my plan.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you a ton of luck out there. A lot of speed, so it's going to be fun to watch tonight.
All right, thank you, guys.
Take it easy. All right, that is Austin Reedy, and I'll tell you what, he is a fun one to watch. So much speed week after week. So I'm excited to see it. And it's going to be a fun one. And that reminds me, Jordan, we're going to have to go ahead and bring out the betting. You guys can bet on who's winning tonight. We're just going to do 5 of them, because it would just be a lot to get everyone out there. So we're going to go ahead and start the betting. If you want to bet, we have the winner from last week, Brendan Book, out here if you want to bet on him. Or you can choose Edward Schur, Austin. We have Wisdom, Honeycutt, and Hudson. So those are your choices tonight as far as a winner. And these guys are lining up. So let's take a look and get this grid started. On pole, we do have Austin Reedy in that 11. On the outside, we have Andrew Wisdom in that number 6. On row 2, we have Jacob Locklear in that 84 with Edward Schur in the number 5. In row 3, we have Ace Waller in that number 80 with Cole Snyder in the 23. On row 4, we have John Honeycutt in that 50 on the outside. We have NNR Chevy. And row 5, we have Jason Keffer in the 22 with Richard Rico in the 18.
Yep. On row 6 there, we have Michael E. York alongside Kelly Mellinson. On row 7, we have James Hudson alongside Doc Holliday. Starting with row 8, these are drivers that have opted not to put a lap time down. That'll be Brendan Book and Matthew O'Brien in that row. Row 9 is Tyler Werner on the inside of Enrique Quinones. And then row 10, we see Jaden Gimbel and the 27 car of Christopher Fathke will be riding shotgun tonight.
And that is your field tonight as we get ready to start off. I'm a little nervous for these guys, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little crazy out here. Conditions are very, very slick, but I'm excited to see what they can do. And who are we gonna pull in as a winner tonight? Austin Reedy, Wisdom, Locklear. I'm impressed up here in the top 3. We have Edward Schur. These guys so fast out here. Jordan, I'm putting you on the spot. Who do you think? Who do you see as the winner?
Ask me again at about lap 90.
Oh
Honestly,
my gosh.
I have no idea. Haven't really gotten to see any of these drivers make a really truly long run. It's going to be who can navigate traffic the best, as Andrew Wisdom had said earlier on in before we jinxed his qualifying time. And I don't know. This is going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited to see him get going here. About to go green. Whew. Bristol, baby.
Absolutely. You know what? Who my underdog pick is? I'm going to have to say my team, FTR. I'm going to go with Jacob Locklear. He's been just fighting out there to go up and try to get a win out here. He has a really good starting position. If he can keep it clean, hopefully we can see him in victory lane.
Frozen with the homer pick of the of the night, but that's a good pick. He's starting third. He ran really well last week, had his best run of the season so far, so I would not be surprised at all if he were able to bring it home tonight, as we're getting close to the green flag.
We are getting close. Let's take a look here. You can see the pace car moving off the track, and we are green here at Bristol. 190 laps of crazy racing. Reedy not with a great start. I'm not sure what kind of start that was, but man, Andrew Wisdom goes ahead and takes the lead with Edward Schur following right behind, and Jacob Locklear moving to third with Reedy losing 3 spots and Jacob already in the wall, J-Mac.
A crazy start there as our pole sitter spun the tires getting up through the gears, but Andrew Wisdom and Edward Schur have really shot out from this field like a cannon. They have already started to gap this field as we're working already lap 4 here, lap 3, as the laps are going to tick by really fast here tonight.
Absolutely, they are. Andrew Wisdom, we're on board with him, and he just a fantastic start tonight. We've seen him strong all season so far, and he's got quite the gap already to second place of that 5 of Edward Schur. He's about almost a second ahead here. Reedy, who has moved up to third after Jacob Locklear got the wall. So, really crazy start here. Cole Snyder already moving up to P4. He's in that number 23 car. Great start for him tonight.
Yeah, we see Andrew Wisdom running that bottom line right now, running really low, and we've mentioned there's a car spun around there on the racetrack. No harm, no foul. Looks like he's going to get away. Not sure how much damage he has, but already getting close to lapping some drivers here before too long. Is Christopher Fathke already a half a lap behind, but I feel like that's what we're going to see. If you get an opportunity by yourself, you're going to run as low as you can. That high line is the faster line, but that is going to absolutely tear up that right front tire. And you're going to want to protect both of your tires as we get a yellow flag here.
Yellow flag is out. That was the first wreck was Doc Holliday, and he is now involved in the second one. Let's go back and take a look here. This is what brought out the caution. The 88 was involved with the 3 of Jaden Gimbel. The 88 of Doc Holliday moves up high. They make contact, and that is going to bring out the first caution of the night. Lap 9 of 190. And already we saw Andrew Wisdom have quite the lead out here. So I'm thinking, guys, we're going to see a lot out of him tonight.
Wonder, kind of curious if that might have been payback for earlier in the race. Not really, not 100% sure, but we did see Doc Holliday spun out earlier on.
That looked a little payback-ish.
Yeah, that's what happened on lap 4.
Okay.
On lap 4, coming out of turn 4, the 3 of Jaden Gimbel tried to move down under the 88 of Doc Holliday. Doc was running a pretty low line off of that corner, and Jaden just kind of ran into the back of him, and that's what led to that accident there that we just saw that brought out that yellow.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing that can happen out here. Really, you're going to see some tempers flaring, and that's just the way it is. Short track race, and we've said it, and you're going to hear it multiple times tonight. But really unfortunate to see that these guys are already going to have to use a fast repair, and we're on lap 9, and these guys are already going at it.
Yeah, we've already had payback. We've already had a wreck, and we've already had the payback for it. We're not even 10 laps into the race. We just clicked off lap 10 right there. So this one's gonna be a wild one.
It is most definitely. We're on board with Edward Schur. Let's go with him. He's going to be leading us off once we come back to green with Reedy on the outside. Ace Waller going to be in third. John Honeycutt, Team FTR. He's going to be coming out fourth. And Jason Keffer in the 22 will be top 5. Michael York trying to look on that top 5 out here and sitting P6 at the moment.
At the 11 of Austin Reedy starting in that, back up to that second spot. We saw him have a really tough start to this race. On the tires going through the gears or something there. That car had a huge wiggle before turn 1 and lost a ton of momentum. Was able to get back some track position there, work his way back up into the second place. But also seen a handful of drivers pit here. We saw Jacob Locklear, you mentioned him getting to the wall. I believe he hit pit road and a little further back in the field now. Andrew Wisdom, it looks like he went to pit road. So a couple of drivers opting to pit there might have gotten the wall, maybe saw an opportunity to repair their damage without using their fast repair. So just some interesting thought processes there. I don't feel like this is a place where I'd want to be in the middle of the field, especially if I were toward the front, but we're going to see what happens on this restart that should be coming up here pretty soon.
Absolutely. We got a Christopher Fathke fan out here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it, and I know he most certainly does, but you're looking at Christopher Fathke right here. Currently sitting pretty well. He's about 17th place, so hopefully he can get up there. You know, he's so funny because when I talk to him, he's like, I'm just out here to race. I'm not going to break any records, but I'm out here to have fun. So good for him. Hope he does well tonight. Speed Racer, we are definitely short track racing as we are getting ready to go back to green. Lap 13 of 190. And we are off to green once again. Edward Schur's got a nice start on the outside. Austin Reedy, starting on that inside, he doesn't get a great start, but he is moving once again. These guys going side by side for the lead, and man, oh man, what a battle out here. Edward Schur on that high side. It's a beautiful thing up there. You gotta love it. Doing great so far.
Yeah, the 11 really working hard there to try to make that pass. Wasn't able to do it. The outside lane was able to prevail there. The 11 gonna have to fall back in line, cool down those tires, start logging some laps. This is what's going to be interesting to see is if we can get a long run going, we get to where drivers start catching each other and having to work on each other. How are they going to make passes? What's the strategy going to be? Are you going to have to dive bomb? Are you going to have to slide job? Are you going to have to bump and run? Are you going to have to try to surprise that driver in front of you? And we have another yellow.
We have a caution, yeah. And I see 3 drivers involved. Kelly Millinson in our Chevy. Okay, 2 drivers involved here, but let's take a look at what happened. He gets the wall and he gets into the 6. And that is going to bring out another caution of the night, our second caution so far. We're going to see a lot of this tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's something that you that we were talking about. The 6 started up toward the front, started second, was running modestly well there at the beginning, opted to work on his car a little bit, get some tires, and went back into the middle of the pack, and then ends up getting caught up in a wreck. That's the danger there. And yeah, just nothing he could do. He even saw the car getting into the wall and looked like he moved down to try to give a little extra room, but just nothing you can do.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys going into pit. In fact, I don't think I've seen anyone stay out here. We have Richard Rico taking a strategy call out here as he is coming off a pit road. The number 18, Jaden Gimble, coming out second. Edward Scher, it looks like actually he's going to be coming out second. Very close with these guys. A couple of strategies happening out here.
A couple of strategy calls. This isn't a bad time to try right side tires. It's early in the race. You have the opportunity to see what's going to happen with it. I'm assuming that's what he did to be able to get out in front of all of these drivers. So not a bad time for some strategy. See how the car handles, see how it feels, see how it works up against the rest of the field whenever they take all 4 and fuel, and we'll see how it works out for him. Track position is going to be key here tonight. It is with every short track, but at a place like Bristol where it's incredibly tough to pass, you're going to want to be up front. You're going to want to be ahead of every car you can and have as clean a track as you can to make lap time and to be able to hold on to your position.
Absolutely. Fowler, I hope I said your name right. Do you know everyone out here? You're cracking me up. That's awesome. Speed Racer, they, I do believe, have unlimited tires. However, their tank is only about 75% full, and they only have one, what do they call that? One takeaway for easy, fast repair. There you go. Fast repair, that's what I'm looking for. Second caution of the night, lap 21 of 190, but once this gets moving, it's going to go by quick. I mean, a couple of these races so far have gone by so fast. Richard Rico, we're going to have him out front leading the way with Edward Scher on the outside. Austin Reedy, who has had interesting starts out here, is going to start out P3 with Ace Waller in 4th. We have Hudson in 5th and Michael York in 6th.
Rico opting to take the outside lane, and we saw on that last restart the 11 was able to get a good start on the bottom, get alongside that car on the outside, able to get about a half a car ahead of him, but just wasn't able to make that pass to complete it. And I feel like the 18 here, with the wise defensive move to use the outside lane here, and we'll see if he's able to hold them off.
We'll see if he can hold him off, and that high side is definitely going to be the story and the preferred line of the night, at least starting off. It is so incredibly loose down there, but Edward Scher is one to be able to handle that as we go back to green, and Richard Rico having a fantastic start. Edward Scher not having the best start as Austin Reedy is trying to go around him, takes the high side. Very, very close once we hit second to about 6. Man, these guys are very tight together.
Yeah, 2 by 2, and it's almost like that inside lane didn't have any grip at the start-finish line. That's the second out of 3 restarts we've seen that inside row car have a little bit of a trouble getting up to speed. And in 3rd place right now, they're side by side. And the 11 of Austin Reedy, he tried to clear himself, looking 4 wide, was behind him. Was that 81? He opted not to go for it. The 53 out there on the outside as well. There is a lot of racing going on. A heavy battle for 4th.
Yeah, this battle for fourth is insane. You see a couple of guys bouncing off the wall. That's going to damage them if that happens too much. But man, oh man, these guys are on top of each other. A lot of great racing. And let's take a look back at our leader, Richard Rico, as he's got Edward Schur down below on the inside trying to make a pass. And remember, guys, still cold tires, so it is loose down there as we have a wreck for third. Austin Reedy, I don't know if he was involved, but these guys, looks like, did they save it, Jordan?
Yeah, they saved it. The 11 with a very aggressive move to the inside of the 80. The 80 didn't see it coming, turned across his nose, which honestly, yeah, that was a pretty ambitious move looking back at it. But a really late move by the 11. Those two come together, and the 80 able to save it somehow. And then the 11 got down. He got under the apron. He had to make a massive save. So those two, with some great driver awards, but they both lost a ton of track position in that sequence.
Absolutely. Edward Schur is out front, and once he made that move, he has put quite the gap, almost a second ahead. Richard Rico falling back to P3 with Hudson moving into second in that 53 car. But man, oh man, Edward Schur, he's got the line, and once he's got that clean air, he's on the run. And we have a caution. Let's take a look. Kelly Melanson looks like he is involved. Let's take a look at what happened. Just gets loose coming off the exit, the 14, and into the inside wall. Let's see if anyone makes it past. Yeah, it looks like everyone made it past okay. Third caution of the night.
Yeah, the 14 was involved in that incident we saw for the last yellow. He about the same thing happened there, this time happening off of, let's see. Yep. Well, actually, it almost looked like he got tight, maybe? Yep. I don't know. That's one of those where you can't really tell if maybe he pushed up the track or if maybe he was starting to get loose and started to ease out of the steering to keep it under him and got the wall. But either way, heavy contact for the 14. That thing is seen better days.
He has seen better days, and I want to take a look at John Honeycutt here. It said that he was involved in an incident. He's got some damage out there, most definitely. So I don't know if it was just a one-car incident involved, but definitely some damage out there for the number 50. We'll see if he can make up some positions, but currently running 20th at the moment.
Oh, him and the 27 guy. Oh, no, the 50, he got loose on the entry of the corner. The 27 really with nowhere to go, just barely tapped his left rear. But yeah, the 50 kind of lost it on his own getting into turn 3 and ended up spinning it. I believe maybe a little into he definitely got the outside wall. I think he was able to avoid the inside wall, but hit the outside really hard. So a lot of damage to that 50 car of John Honeycutt.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. You raced with him in Checkers and Wreckers and Xbox League. I gotcha. All right, what was your gamer tag? Let me know. Michael York out here going to be leading us off. Cole Snyder in second. Keffer in third with NNR Chevy moving up to fourth. Ace Waller is going to round out the top 5 here. But I'll tell you what, every time I think of short check racing, Jordan, I think of Denny Hamlin just mocking Logano, right? Is that, did I say that correctly? But oh my gosh, cracks me up.
Oh, that was, yeah, that Martinsville. That's just short track racing. Yeah, that's just short track racing. Yep,
oh my gosh, way too funny.
Yep, that's a definite classic that goes down in the GIF Hall of Fame, or GIF, however you want to say it. That one's definitely a classic NASCAR moment, a modern one anyway.
You gotta love it, absolutely. We're waiting for for the pace car to move off track, and we'll see how York can manage the tires as we come around here with Cole Snyder going to be on, well, it looks like he's going to be on the inside. A lot of these guys starting off are choosing the outside, and is definitely the preferred lane here. When I was out here, I was running 14.8s, but you definitely want to ride the high side on colder tires, and starting off, it's easier to get around, but I'll tell you what, it is so hard to pass here, and I think that's a lot of the struggle. We saw it with Austin Reedy making an aggressive move earlier. Took it 3 wide. They all somehow saved it. Absolutely incredible.
That's a I was going through the different ways you could pass somebody. The late dive bomb is definitely an option, but it didn't work that time.
I wouldn't recommend it.
We'll see if he takes that one out of the hat as they were going green, and Michael York really took off.
Yes, he most certainly did. Take a look at this in the 81 Cole Snyder falling back behind as they're starting off, and just a whole crew of cars behind our second place kind of bunching up back there, and they're going to have to be patient with each other as they're trying to make their way through. Let's take a look at this, and in our Chevy in that 37 on the high side, the 22 out ahead of him. But these guys are very, very close together as we have Hudson directly behind the 37. They're still making it work, Jordan.
Yeah, they are. The 22, I was a little worried he got clear of the 37 and then started running a pretty low line. I was afraid the 37 was going to be able to get to his outside. Not happening. The 37 under fire from the 53 of James Hudson. He dove it in there, but just not enough grip. The 37 of NNR Chevy going to fight back on the outside lane. Now the 53, he almost gets clear. The 37 fighting back. I think one more corner here for the 53, and he'll be able to make this pass.
New leader Cole Snyder as he made his way past, and doing a great job so far. We'll see if he can maintain that lead as these guys are just battling it out for third. Absolutely incredible. You see Michael York make a little bit of contact with the wall, but he is still off and running. But this battle back here, James Hudson side by side, a little bit of contact. You see the 22 moving back, the 6 of Andrew Wisdom, 17 moving on up. The 22 of Jason Keffer has lost a few spots from that one.
Yeah, I think a few of our drivers who stayed out there are reconsidering that move. Our leader, the 23, he got clear, and he got the wall a couple laps after making that pass. So all these drivers driving really hard on these restarts, trying to get everything they can. But the 53 of James Hudson has worked his way through the field on this restart. He has worked his way into that second spot. He has brought the 6 of Andrew Wisdom, who is lacking a faster pair at this point, being involved in a couple of yellows ago. That 53 making up a ton of ground as those two are both in the wall.
They are both in the wall. The 53 is going to make a pass. Look at this. Great move on his end. We have the 53 going up to the lead. Absolutely incredible, man. They have all made their way up there, and you see Andrew Reedy on the bumper of the 23, and another caution has come out once again.
I'm surprised it wasn't there.
You and me both. That is just incredible.
Once again, it appears the 14 of Kelly Mellinson. Let's see, this time off of the... Let's see what happened here. Oh, he slowed down, really checked up down the straightaway, going into one... Oh, he got the wall again.
You know, it's not even calling really anything, saying that anything major happened. So, caution coming out for just hitting the wall there. But these guys,
he spun out when he did. It was a replay of the last time he wrecked. Really, coming out of turn 4, got the wall on exit, and then just trying to turn it off of the wall. The car breaks traction. The rear end comes around, and he absolutely pounded that inside wall. So, another tough wreck for that 14 car. A lot of body work has needed to be done by that crew here tonight.
Absolutely. You see Austin Reedy going to take the lead as we are under caution. Jacob Locklear in second. Richard Rico P3 with Christopher Fathke. And that number 27, he's out P4 with Andrew Wisdom P5. Austin Reedy, a lot of these guys, we've had a lot of changes for the lead, but they're doing a great job. But a lot of talented guys out here. It's just looking at the battles. There's a ton of them, and some of them aren't working out too well.
And we're seeing a lot of different strategy being played. These drivers off sequence from each other, and really, if you don't pit, then you get a quick yellow again, then you pretty much have to come in, and then that allows the drivers that had pit before to stay out. And so we have some different drivers on different sequences kind of leapfrogging each other. Really going to turn out who gets luckier here with who gets to be on the fresh rubber when we get that long green flag run that we're apt to have at some point here, as we're about to hit lap 50 of 190.
You know, and so far, a lot of these guys have been super close together. You saw a couple get a little separated, put a little bit of gap on the field, but man, they all just quickly bunch back up and just battle for the lead, which you love to see. But when you have that, we're on lap 50, fourth caution of the night. It could be worse. These guys are keeping it pretty clean considering, and as we saw as the last caution, some of them are just one-car incidents. But we'll see Austin Reedy and how he starts off with Locklear directly behind. A couple of new guys in the top 5. Matthew O'Brien in 6th. Tyler Werner in that 33 in 7th. Jason Keffer in 8th with Ace Waller in 9th. And Michael York is going to round out the top 10. Now that we've seen a couple of laps, 51 to be exact, let me know who you guys think is going to win. We also have betting out there. I do believe I'm the only one to place a bet. Oh, we have another one, John Honeycutt. We have one for him and one for Andrew Wisdom. If you want to place the bet, just put exclamation point bet, and then you'll leave a space and the name of the driver for the 5 that you can choose, and another space with the amount that you want to place a bet. Sounds complicated, but it's not, I promise. Flow Dog, what's up? How are you tonight? These guys are back to green once again. Andrew Reedy just all over it, doing a great job. Take a look at this. Goes to the high side. We have Andrew Wisdom going to the inside. These guys already all over each other, Jordan.
Yeah, all over each other. Another strong start from that outside lane. Another tough start for that inside lane. But Andrew Wisdom able to hang with that leader about as good as we've seen anybody so far tonight. They're working that bottom lane just a little more than our leader, Austin Reedy. Kind of staggered throughout our top 3, running in slightly different positions, but side by side for that 4th spot, James Hudson, who passed a lot of cars that previous restart, looking to do it again as he moves into 4th around Jacob Locklear.
Yeah, these guys side by side. Jacob Locklear losing another position, falling to the back part of the top 5 here. We'll see if he can hold on to it. What do you see?
York in the wall. Yeah, it looked like Michael York just got real loose coming off of turn 2, and actually just real tight through the center of 1 and 2. Got the wall and really did a good job of keeping it in the wall to let everyone go by. But a real tough sequence of events there for the 81 car.
Absolutely. It looks like we're getting ready to have a battle for the lead here once again. We have Wisdom in the 6 and Austin Reedy, who is just so close to that wall around the corners. He is really taking advantage of that high side. Meanwhile, we have Andrew Wisdom taking advantage of that low side. So we'll see how it works out here. But they're already coming up on traffic.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Christopher Fafke, but Michael York got the wall yet again, got the inside wall. So a very tough lap there for the driver of the 81, a driver who has led laps tonight.
I don't know that he's affecting him too much as these guys are getting around on the outside. Let's take a look in car with Andrew Wisdom. You can see the line. He is running directly behind Reedy in that 11 car. So close. The racing here is very tight. You have to use a little bit of brake here. Make sure that you can run that line, get a good line off coming off the corner, and hope that the guy in front of you doesn't hit the wall or doesn't spin out and take you out. It's just a lot of factors to worry about with short track racing.
We have a great battle for 6th place between Richard Rico and Tyler Werner. Tyler Werner able to get around the 18 as he gets into the wall. Now he's going to be under fire from the 5 of Edward Scherer, a driver who has led, a couple of drivers who have led laps tonight. The 22 of Jason Keffer and the 80 of Ace Waller. Those 4, you can cover them under a blanket, as I steal your saying, as they're battling for that 7th spot.
Yeah, look at this. These guys are so tight together. Man, oh man, the 22 doing a great job. The 7 of Brendan Book, who was last week's winner at Atlanta. He's going on a side-by-side battle out there, doing a great job, and that is with, I do believe, Ace Waller in that 22 car. Actually, 80 car, I should say. But these guys doing a great job. 22 trying to get around. Man. Great battle, but I feel like these guys going side by side, Jordan, they're definitely holding up the crew here.
Well, the 18 right now is falling back to the field, and every driver that's getting to him is having to go to that bottom lane, and it's slowing each of them down. To the 22 of Jason Kever able to get by. Now that was the 50 of John Honeycutt, who is multiple laps down at this point. He was able to get by. The 37 of NNR Chevy, the 3 of Jaden Gimbel able to get by. So the 18 of Richard Rico struggling right now. Might have a little bit of damage from getting into the wall earlier in this run, as he's going to free fall, I believe, all the way to that 15th spot, as there are 15 drivers on the lead lap.
15 drivers on the lead lap. And speaking of the lead, we're back with our leader, Austin Reedy, who has Andrew Wisdom all over the back of him right now, just putting the pressure on. And directly behind him is Matthew O'Brien, about 0.42 back from our leader. The top 4 guys are really, really close, but Andrew Hudson, he gets into the wall there a little bit. James Hudson. He's still off and running, but that will slow him down just a little bit as he is trying to catch his way back up to this pack.
Yeah, those 4 trying to put as little distance between themselves and the wall as they can. A few of them flirting with the wall and even making some contact with it. We saw the 53 might have gotten it again there through the middle of 3 and 4, but the 6 car working that bottom lane. As we saw the 33, he was sideways on the bottom of the track. That was Tyler Werner on the apron. No yellow as of yet, as the 6 car working to take the lead here on the inside of the 11, and the yellow came out.
Yellow came out, and then our Chevy has had an incident here. Let's take a look at what happened. Yeah, just makes some contact with the outside wall and collects Edward Schur in that number 5 car. A lot of guys managed to get around him, but that is enough to bring out the yellow.
Was already very low there on the track. Not sure what that was, but looked like he had just gotten loose. He was running that bottom lane, got incredibly loose, kind of took it down to get out of the way, and then was just incredibly unlucky. Looked like he got down the track to get out of the way so that he wasn't holding anybody up as he was trying to gather his car back up, and big bright yellow 37 car ended up there.
We have Ace Waller, who is going to be leading us off in that number 80 car. So many switches in the lead. It's just insane. Let me know what you guys think of this race so far. Spring Rock, what's up? We have 5 of family. What's up? Hope you guys are enjoying the night. I'll tell you what, the storm is rolling in at my house, and it is just pouring hail, and the wind is definitely kicking up, so hopefully the stream will hold out for us tonight. But an entertaining race. We're on lap 74 of 190. I'm going to go ahead and close off the betting shortly, so if you guys want to place a bet on who we will see as the winner, go ahead and do that now.
Looking at the 50 of John Honeycutt, he's 6 laps down. I think he was kind of hoping that 80 car would pit so that he could take the wave around here, get one of those laps back, as many yellows as we've had. If you're 6 laps down, you might still be in touch with a lead lap finish, but the 80 opting to stay out with a pretty beat up race car. 50 gonna just go ahead and pit. He's gonna have to go to the back anyway, and a few more of our lap down cars and a few more of our cars trying to work on damage and at the back for these restarts. Aim to pit road.
Yeah, these restarts can get pretty crazy. A lot of guys either losing 3 to 4 or 5 positions, or just getting an insanely fast start and making a huge jump out. We'll see how Ace Waller manages out here, as he's newer to the league. Got a little bit of damage you see on the front of his car. I wonder if that's going to affect him at the start here, Jordan.
Yeah, and of course the 11 got into the 80 earlier on in this race, made an aggressive move. The 80 just really had no opportunity to see it coming. The 2 came together going into 3, and of course, as it always turns out in racing, those 2 are going to start side by side here, racing for the lead on this restart.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy. We'll see how these guys do. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Miss, what's up? Hope you're having a great night. I'm very interested to see how these 2 are going to start out front. The 80 of Waller, the 11 of Reedy, who has just had an insane start coming off these last couple of restarts. His first one wasn't that hot, but we are getting ready to go back to green once again. Austin Reedy on the inside. Ace Waller has a fantastic start on the outside, and he is off and running so far. 53 of Hudson directly on his heels, and I don't know if Reedy has some kind of rocket on him, but he just moves up, and we have a wreck. Matthew O'Brien and Hudson. That is going to bring out the caution once again. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. You guys saw it right there on camera, but that was close, Jordan.
That was very close. That could have been a lot bigger than it ended up being. A great job by a lot of drivers to minimize the damage there, but trying to see what happened. It looked like the 17 got in there just a little hard. The 53 maybe ran a little bit lower of a line trying to pass the 80, and the 17 was anticipating. Either way, the 17 kind of went in there and cleared out James Hudson. The two got sideways. 53 probably got the worst end of it, hit the right rear on the wall pretty hard. 17 probably with just some cosmetic damage, but either way, those two probably going to want to get that fixed.
I would definitely say so. And you know what? When they kind of hit each other, kind of straighten themselves out. But as you said, they're going to have to get that repaired. Austin Reedy will lead us off as we head back to green eventually. We have Wisdom in second. Matthew O'Brien, who wasn't he involved in that?
I think it was only a 2-car incident. Everyone else pretty well got away without hitting each other. It didn't look like even really there was any damage from the cars having to stop and get woed down. The 50 of Honeycutt had to make a pretty bold, aggressive maneuver to not run into the back of some people. But I think that was just a 2-car incident.
I think so, and his car does look pretty darn clean, so I would say he is doing just fine. And man, oh man, I don't know what's going on back here, but I'm getting notifications that these guys are wrecking. We'll see what happens, see if we can pull anything up.
You were asking about Matthew O'Brien, who was the 17 car that was the one that triggered the wreck. Yes, he was in that wreck. But
I thought
so. The car looks pretty good.
Yeah, you know, and it's so hard to tell what kind of damage you're looking at there. I do see a little bit of possible damage on the right rear. I don't know if that's just my eyes, but I am seeing a little something back there. We'll see if that affects him. A little bent up back there, but he should be okay.
Yeah, that was from him in the 53 while they were spinning. The 53 kind of came back down, got into him a little bit, but I think it's mostly cosmetic, and at this point, you know, it's Bristol. By the end of this race, everyone's gonna have at least 3 bent corners, probably.
They're gonna have a story. 4. Yeah. Yep. Honeycutt says he lost connection, I should say. 6 laps down. Really unfortunate. Hopefully we see you back in there. Man, that's Bristol for you. 81 of 190. We're on our 6th caution. Cautions are kind of consistent here, but I mean they've gotten a few green laps here. Really fun to watch when it happens, and a lot of battles out there. We've seen 3 wide already. These guys are insane.
And now they've got to try 4 wide.
How did you place a bet?
11 opting to take the outside line there, which is not surprising whatsoever.
Absolutely. We're going to close betting, guys. We have 2 for Andrew Wisdom, 1 for Honeycutt. Betting is closed, and we'll see how it ends up. Good luck to you guys. Austin Reedy on the outside with Andrew Wisdom on the inside here. We'll see how they go as we go back to green. You see him right here. Austin Reedy having a great start. Andrew Wisdom, though, man, he is on fire tonight also. I don't know who to pick as Andrew Wisdom gets a little loose. He saves it. What an incredible save. Matthew O'Brien is going to be able to pass him on the outside and go side by side as he hits the wall. It's going to allow Wisdom back out front. And we have another caution.
I think that's the best restart we've seen out of the inside line so far. Andrew Wisdom had to cut it hard left to stay off the 11, got loose. The 17 tried to take advantage of that and got the wall again. But I wonder what happened to bring out this yellow.
Yeah, that looked like Doc Holliday just lost it and hit the wall. Collected a couple of guys out there, but that's going to bring out the caution, definitely. Nate, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hope y'all are enjoying the race. Hall with that 1,000 biddy. Thank you so much. You're insane out there. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. And I see all the treats for what do you have, Jordan?
Oh, I'm just watching the replay of the poor 14 car of Kelly
Yeah.
Mellison. Almost had it avoided. Not really anywhere to go, but another big contact for that for Mellison. But Doc Holliday, as he said, just got loose. Not really anything anymore.
It happens definitely at Bristol. Let's take a look at the points out here. You can see them as we headed into tonight's race at Bristol. Still very close. Edward Scher out there in the lead. Wisdom in second. Honeycutt, who is having a rough night tonight. He was P3 moving into this race with Hudson in fourth, and Jaden Gimble going to be rounding out the top 5. A lot of drivers out there, a lot of things that can happen. We'll see what happens tonight. Austin Reedy having a very, very strong run out here. I kind of want to go with Matthew O'Brien. See how these guys start off, and the action for these guys, you can see it from their point of view. Look at the Coliseum, just absolutely incredible. The atmosphere is just intense. The racing, just battle after battle. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, and all those fans up in the stands, the flash bulbs going off. A lot of them running out of film already, and we're not even to the halfway point of this race. I would need to turn their phones off, save a little battery, maybe save some on the disposable camera. As there's still a lot of pictures to be taken, a lot of laps to run here.
You said it. For sure. Honeycutt says someone forgot to check the spark plug. All right, Honeycutt, who's getting fired? Oh my gosh. We have a reunion in chat, 5 a family. That's awesome. You guys are really cool. Spring Rock, yeah, probably your secretary. You know, it happens. We're on board with Jason Keffer in that 22, having a strong day. I'm really impressed with the run that he's got tonight. We'll see him as he starts off here. P4, he's got Edward Scher behind him, and Jacob Locklear making his way back up here, taking a peek to the top 5. We'll see what he can do.
And really, the 22 is one of those drivers that we haven't really seen have an issue tonight. So him, the 84 of Locklear, a couple of clean race cars that I don't believe have had to use that fast repair yet, which I think the way this race is going is going to be a huge advantage as we get down deeper into it. But I really like the position they're in up toward the front of the field, again, with really clean race cars, and they mostly kept them all night, but we're getting ready to go green.
We are getting ready to go green. We're going to see Austin Reedy come out of the gates here with a rocket. You can see it right there. I mean, a great start for him. We have Andrew Wisdom going on the outside, and man, he just leaves them in the dust, but they're not going to get away. He is going to catch back up to him. You see Jacob Locklear in 5th, who is just running nose to tail with these guys. They're doing a great job, Jordan.
Yeah, and a really interesting line from our top 2 here, using a ton of racetrack, almost diamonding the entire thing, entering about middle of the corner, going right up to the wall, and then exiting about middle of the corner, the Andrew Wisdom almost to the apron on the exit. So a really unconventional line from what we would normally see at Bristol, but they're both using it to great effect as they are pulling away from the field. The battle is for 3rd position.
The battle is most definitely for 3rd as Matthew O'Brien makes the pass ahead of Keffer, and they're going to make that work as Jacob Locklear in the 84 is directly behind, and he's got Edward Scher with him along with Jaden Gimble in the 53 of Hudson. These guys are just so tight together, but those top 2, they're putting a little bit of a gap on them as they are making the run on lap 94.
Oh, the 84 of Jacob Locklear gets into the back of the 22 of Jason Keffer. They're 3 wide, not enough room. The 5 hit the ball hard. That involves about 5-6 cars in a huge melee in turns 1 and 2.
Let's take a look at the replay. 3 wide, and Edward Sure just gets hooked by the 22. A lot of contact here. That is going to involve quite a few guys. Cole Snyder, Jaden Gimble, Hudson, Edward Sure. Really unfortunate to see, but that is going to bring out another caution.
Yeah, that all started with contact between the 84 and the 22. Not sure what happened that caused the 22 to back up to the 84, or if the 84 might have gotten in a little bit hot. Just really unfortunate. Yeah, the 84 just a little bit faster through the center of the corner. Didn't look like he really got in there too deep, but the 22, I think, was trying to set up for that low entry that we've been seeing. The 2 made contact, and then as we saw, the 22, I don't think realized they were 3 wide, kind of turned up into the 5, and from there it was on.
We'll see how these guys get off. You see a couple of guys coming off of their pit stall here. Austin Reedy coming out first. We have another one in Wisdom, and then Matthew O'Brien, Jacob Locklear, Hudson, and here comes a few others. Another strategy call also with Christopher Fathke. Cole Snyder making his way in, and there goes Christopher Fathke. So he'll be going in. Austin Reedy should be our leader going to green.
And as we noted, that wreck involved a couple of drivers that we've seen that we're just talking about having clean race cars. The 84, the 22, the 7 of Brendan Book involved into that one. He had kept his car clean all night toward the back of the field, just kind of waiting and biding his time. He was involved in that wreck as well, from my estimation. 7 cars getting damaged in that incident.
Yeah, we've seen it pile up here tonight as these guys are coming back. I mean, just look at the damage on Brendan Book's car right now. He's missing his whole front end. Not what you want to see as we are out here on lap 98 of 190. Still a ton of racing left. A lot of guys are damaged, and he is heading to pit road with Jaden Gimble directly behind him with that 3 car. These guys are going to go in for repairs.
And he hit pretty hard there. I think he's probably gonna want to use that fast repair unless he's anticipating a lot of quick yellows. But with the field slowly starting to thin out, now only 12 cars on the lead lap. I think now is that time when these green flag runs are going to start getting longer and longer and longer. We're almost to 90 laps to go here. I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it. And you're going to want to have that fast repair in your pocket, but you're going to want to have a decent race car, I think, because I think these green flag runs are about to start getting pretty long. I could be wrong, and they could just wreck going into turn 1. Who knows?
You never know. We've seen a couple of green flag laps here, but there's been a couple of where as soon as we go green, we're back under caution. So we'll see what we can do here. But what has been the most consistent is Austin Reedy out here, Andrew Wisdom, Jacob Locklear. He's in the top 3 right now. Matthew O'Brien, Ace Waller's been up here. Hudson in that 53. You see Richard Rico in that 18. He's going to be at the top 10 with Christopher Fathke, 7th. And Keffer, he's going to be 9th with Jaden Gimble out in the top 10.
Green flag.
Green flag once again. Austin Reedy with a great start. He's got Andrew Wisdom right below him, and man, he just took that way high. And Austin Reedy is yet again a rocket ship coming out here, but man, that battle for 3rd as 17 Matthew O'Brien loses it coming off the turn.
All right, you tell me about your car,
It's going to be another caution, Jordan.
Yep, just got in there, got in the corner. Yep, just started the back end, kicked out on him. The 53, nowhere to go. James Hudson gets into his rear end, finishes him off. That's gonna spin him all the way around. The 27 of Christopher Fathke gets into his side there. The 50 of John Honeycutt, who has had a terrible race so far, and the 22, who probably just had to use a fast repair, goes head first into the pit road wall. So a double whammy for the 22 of Jason Keffer in these previous two cautions. The 7 of Brendan Book, he too looked like he might have gotten a small piece of that. So just
kind of brutal out here.
Yeah, it's like I said, I thought these green flag runs were going to get longer, but what do I know? They wrecked first lap out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. And I just picture in my head, that's just short track racing. Here you have it. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a crazy night. Next week, we are off. They are under an off week. And then I do believe we're heading to Martinsville afterwards. So these guys are going back to back with some crazy tracks. So Martinsville is going to be another crazy race out here.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be a prime opportunity for some payback. Once if any drivers, luckily they have the off week to simmer down a little bit. But anyone that's still mad enough, they're probably gonna carry that over into Martinsville. Two short tracks that are really fun to drive. Two very different short tracks. This one is this one very fast, very little braking, a lot of speed. Martinsville, of course, basically two hairpins at a road course tied together, and it's gonna be real fun to watch in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. The week off, I'm sure, will be very nice for these drivers. Austin Reedy kind of hanging off that pace car. These guys are starting to bunch up a little bit. But you see Austin Reedy in first, Andrew Wisdom in second, Jacob Locklear in third with Hudson in fourth, and Ace Waller, he's hanging out there in fifth with Rico just looking on the outside into the top 5.
And I'm really curious to see how this restart goes. I've seen in the 11, he's been restarting on the high side, and then once he gets into the corner, he gets down pretty low for that exit of turn 2. Meanwhile, Andrew Wisdom has been swinging it up high and running that high line, and that's really been costing him a lot of time to the 11 of Reedy on these restarts. So I'm wondering if that's if he's going to continue that, if that's really just him playing defense on James Hudson behind him, trying to get that outside lane so he doesn't get trapped down there. That's probably the right play, but I want to see. I'm curious if he'll start trying to play that differently, especially if we get later into the race, because it just seems to be losing a little bit of time on the 11 of Reedy.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go back to green, and Austin Reedy already making that jump start, just having a great start here. Time after time with Wisdom directly behind him. Hudson having a great start as he has taken a really high line with Jacob following suit behind. But Austin Reedy often running these guys super close together as we're starting.
And the 53 got a great restart, and that didn't allow the 6 to run the line he had been running, and consequently he was able to stay on the bumper of that 11 car. He falls back just a little bit, as right now the 11 starting to put just a little bit of a distance, has about a car length between himself and the 6 of Andrew Wisdom, who is now starting to pull just a little bit away from that 53 of James Hudson. So our top 3 slowly spreading apart just a little bit as all 3 of them are pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they are definitely putting a gap between them and fourth. And man, Austin Reedy just brings it so high up into the turn. Absolutely incredible. Let's go on board with him. I want to take a drive with him as he makes his way through the corner there. You have to really use a lot of brake and trust that you're not going to hit it. You can just see how high he brings it there.
He did get a little bit of it there, as we have another yellow flag toward the back of the field. Curious to see what happened there with that one.
Christopher Fathke in that 27. We have the 7 of Brendan Book getting into the back bumper, and that is going to spin him out. Narrowly misses the 50. We have a couple of guys involved in that, and a lot of damage to that 27.
Yeah, coming off the corner, the 27 might have had to burp the throttle just a little bit to not get into it, but yeah, the 7 just looked like he misjudged it a little bit. Maybe could have given a bit of a break there, but either way, yeah, the 27 gets hooked right into the wall, and the 50 of John Honeycutt, who has not had the greatest of days, he gets a little piece of that as well.
It is just absolutely crazy. I'm glad I'm sitting in the booth here tonight and not on track. I would imagine that, I said at the beginning of the broadcast, emotions are going to run high. There's going to be a lot of rivalries made tonight. You saw Doc Holliday with Jaden Gimble kind of battle it out and go back and forth at the start of the race. I haven't heard from them since then, but we've seen it already, and we're seeing it throughout the race. We'll see what these guys do.
As much carnage as we have now, only 10 cars on the lead lap as we're working lap 113 here. About to take 114. Just still a lot of time left. A lot of corners in this race. There's maybe not a lot of,
You there?
not a lot of exponential or not chronological time, but still a lot of laps remaining in this race.
Absolutely. We're on board with Ace Waller. Let's take a look at him doing a great job out there tonight. How's your car feeling tonight? Ace, you got a copy? All right. Unfortunately, he is unable to talk to us. That is okay, but I wish him a lot of luck tonight. Andrew Wisdom. We'll bring it back on board with him. Like, take a look. Is that John Honeycutt out there? Yeah, he must be waiting to get a lap back. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that.
I imagine trying to get a waiver in here to get one of those
Right.
one of those laps back, and with some front end damage, but the way this race is going, probably going to get a quick yellow here before too long.
Absolutely. Justin, I see you out there, Rangers. Thank you guys for tuning in. You're just showing all the love to Brendan Book, aren't you? You guys are cracking me up. Andrew Wisdom gonna lead us off this time around in that 6 car. You see the 22 of Keffer in front of him. Very interesting that on yeah, a lot of guys waiting to get that lap run around.
I think a lot of our field actually decided to pit there, and so all those drivers a lap down, taking that opportunity to try to get a free lap here, as we still have a lot of racing to go, a lot of yellows to be had, a lot of laps to possibly get back if we don't get involved in anything. Don't have to come to pit road to repair anything. So we'll see. We haven't gotten close to a fuel run yet, and I feel like the good money is on betting that doesn't happen this run. But Andrew Wisdom about to take him to the line here.
Miss Rissy, thank you so much for the bid. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Green flag.
These guys are off to green, and Andrew Wisdom gets a fantastic start. Austin Reedy falls back a little bit, gonna hold up Hudson out there. We have Jacob Locklear on the outside. Not gonna make a move on the 11 of Reedy, as he's got back to a great start.
Yeah, the 6 has been getting great restarts regardless of the lane he's in. He's been one of the few cars that can restart well on that inside lane, and on that outside lane, he was just able to shoot out there like a cannon, as he's able to put about a 5-6 car length lead on that 11 of Austin Reedy. But Jacob Locklear, under fire from James Hudson, was able to hold him off. Hudson now falling into the clutches of the 17 of Matthew O'Brien.
Let's take a look at this. Matthew O'Brien. Jordan just caught. He's got James Hudson directly in front. These guys off to a great start. Andrew Wisdom about 0.5 ahead of Austin Reedy. These two have been very consistent all night, and it's just really fun to watch these guys hang out front. Fast car out here, making a little bit of time on Austin Reedy, but man, it is incredible how high he gets. You know he's got to be making some contact out there.
He is, but James Hudson with a nice move around the inside of Jacob Locklear. So Hudson has now moved into the 3rd spot as we are working lap 122 of 190. Still a long way to go in this race at Bristol that has seen a lot of action tonight.
It has most definitely seen a lot of action. Austin Reedy quickly falling back. He's almost a second back from our current leader, Andrew Wisdom. Not sure what's going on with him, or if he's just settling in, trying to get a handle on his car under this particular run. Lap 124 of 190. This race is quickly winding down, so we'll see what these guys can do, but Andrew Wisdom, he's off and running.
Yeah, he's off and running. The best battle inside the top 10. We have 10 cars on the lead lap. Jaden Gimbel looking underneath the inside of Richard Rico for the 6th spot. Those two side by side coming off of turn 4. Gimbel with that inside lane, not able to dive it down in there, but gets a good run through the center. He's still on the outside of Richard Rico as they work 3 and 4.
Look at these guys just going side by side, as Jordan said, very, very close, and these guys just going at it lap after lap. We have Gimbel on the inside. We have 18 of Rico on the outside. Very, very clean considering Jaden is able to pass him with that 3 car. We have Brendan Book following suit in the 80 of Waller. He's going to try to follow, but I don't know if he's going to have enough to make the move just yet.
Yeah, Waller now looking on the inside. A couple of very nice passes from the 3 of Gimbel and the 7 of Book. Book looking at the pass Gimbel behind them, the 80 of Waller underneath the 18 of Rico. Our 2 drivers, 2 by 2, between battles for the 6th and the 8th positions.
Jaden Gembel, he is out front leading this pack with Brendan Book directly behind, starting to form a single file line, but these guys are going to have to get a move on it if they're going to catch the guys ahead. Matthew O'Brien would be the next spot out here, and you see a little bit of space between these guys, about almost 2 seconds if I'm looking correctly here, but they're going side by side with Jacob Locklear in the 17 of O'Brien. Having a great run, but man, oh man, clean racing as we are finally getting that green flag run that we were wanting to see.
Yeah, great run through the center of the corner that allowed him to get to the side of the 84 with some good momentum. The 17 used a couple of corners to make that pass. Very cleanly done, very nicely done. Who moves into the 4th position? Jacob Locklear back into the 5th spot, that final top 5 spot, but he has a 1.5 seconds, or actually 2 seconds, between himself and the 6th place car of Jaden Gimbel, who is still trying to hold off the 7 of Brendan Book.
Yeah, Brendan Book is testing the waters. You can see him taking a peek. Can't actually get the job done just yet. Still having to hold back. Jaden Gimbel makes some contact with the wall. He's still off and running, but that is going to... Oh. What was that? That was kind of crazy.
7 got super loose. I think he saw the 3 get in the wall, saw an opportunity to make the pass. Maybe got a little overzealous and got a little too much throttle. But yeah, the 7 just a little bit of a slip coming off the corner. Everyone did a nice job. He did a nice job to hold on to it. The 80 did a nice job to stay off of him, as they're going to keep on going here as they're about to hit lap 135 of 190.
135, and man, oh man, on board with Brendan Book. He almost tags the quarter panel of Jaden Gimbel, but these guys still going at it as they're battling side by side. Let's take an overview look here. We have Jaden Gimbel on the outside. He's going to have a nice run off with Brendan Book moving back behind.
Yeah, Brendan Book has been running that inside, that lower line, I think, because he's been anticipating the 3 has been flirting with that wall, has tagged it a couple of times here. He's just trying to stay underneath that 3, hope he can get a little bit of luck out of the 3 car, but that Jaden Gimbel able to fight back there in 3 and 4. He's using that high line very, very well. The 7 kind of stuck down there trying to use that middle lane. Thought about blocking the 80. The 80 actually decided to let up so that those 2 didn't come together. They single file out as they continue to battle for that 6th spot.
Absolutely. Mons, what's up? Hello from Disney World. That's awesome. I would rather be there. Absolutely. I hope you're having fun, staying safe. I know there's some crazy weather. I'm not sure if that is affecting over there, but yeah, some crazy weather out there tonight. But definitely have fun as the 3 and the 7 are just still going at it. And you know they are using up the tires right now. But Brendan Book and Gimbel just looking really great, putting on a show most definitely right now.
Yeah, still side by side. Brendan Book definitely has the faster race car, but Jaden Gimbel holding strong on that outside lane, using that momentum off the corners. Now the 7 gets clear of him for a second. Will he clear himself off the corner? He does. The 3 gets into the wall. He somehow misses everything, but an excellent job there really by everybody to not make that bigger. The 3 looked like he was trying to stay to that outside of the 7, was using that right rear corner as a mark. Ended up pushing it just a little bit too hard, got the wall. That's going to cost him a few spots.
That is definitely going to cost him. I do want to give a shout out to Tinted. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And Hall with the biddies. 500 biddies. Thank you so much. A lot of action though. Jaden Gimbel still on the move, but you know that his car is not performing how it should be with that damage. You see him catching up to Jacob Locklear with the 5 of Edward Scher missing the front end of his car. He's been having a great run, but struggling out here as he had an incident earlier on as we saw him out front. Tough break for him so far.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Locklear, but he has lost a lot of speed over the course of this run. Has fallen all the way back to that 8th spot now, but continues to drop through the field. That moves Brendan Book actually into the top 5, and now Ace Waller around him.
Andrew Wisdom has got some company. Austin Reedy quickly approaching. He was just over a second behind, but has closed the gap. He's ready to make a move, and he is on the heels of Jacob Locklear. We'll see if he can get around. Very, very close. That is going to hold up Austin Reedy a little bit as he tries to stay up high for him, and he just sends it into the turn. Austin Reedy going to take it down low. Such a close battle for the lead here.
It definitely seems like some of these drivers having a difficult time maintaining their tire wear as Austin Reedy continues to pressure the 6 of Andrew Wisdom, opts to run in his tire tracks through 1 and 2, or through 3 and 4, I should say, slips it down to the bottom as they cross the line one more time into turn 1. The 11 once again follows right in the tire tracks of the 6, then moves down a little bit earlier. He's trying to pull that diamond line. He goes in just a half a car width higher. He's going to try to exit a half a car width or a lower, but the 45 of Enrique Quinones in the way. He will fall a lap down. Now, as multiple drivers here, we've seen a lot of guys with damage, with some wrecked race cars, just trying to make laps and make it to the finish of this race, running significantly slower than our leaders currently are. But the fastest car on the track, definitely the 11 of Austin Reedy, that 6 of Andrew Wisdom trying to hold him at bay.
He is just putting the pressure and now diving it down low, trying to make the pass for the lead. Very, very close out here, but Jordan, this is not what I want to see. I do not want to see all these lap cars coming up. It is not what you want to have to deal with while you're trying to battle it out, but this is going to help Austin Reedy as we have 18 up high. That is going to put a break into these guys as they take it 3 wide almost. Austin Reedy clears him, and the 6 is going to go dive down low.
Oh, the 11 gets into the wall. He tried to stay clear of the 6, carried a lot of speed into turn 1, ended up hitting the wall just a little bit, but is able to get away with it. No harm, no foul, really. He is going to pull away from that 6 of Andrew Wisdom, and now the 11 is going to try to set sail on this field. And as fast as he was comparatively to that 6, I think he's going to be able to pull it off.
I'll tell you what, that was an intense battle. It had me on the edge of my seat. Andrew Wisdom getting very, very loose coming off that corner, does a fantastic save. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but he is still moving about 0.75 behind. And man, Austin Reedy coming up on some traffic. Once again, that is Brendan Book. He is passing on the outside. He's coming up on the 22 car also.
Yeah, all these cars are wounded. No more faster pairs. No more as this 11 once again gets into the wall. All of these cars are so wounded. They can't be running as well as they were. Even our leaders at the beginning of this race. He's working to try to pass the 50 of John Honeycutt. He's going to go down another lap here before too long. But this battle for the lead has now turned into not much of a battle at all. The 11 of Austin Reedy out to a 1.3 second lead. The battle looks like it might be between the 6 of Andrew Wisdom and the 53 of James Hudson as he's trying to work out of this lap traffic and run down that second place driver.
Yeah, you can see Hudson making his way by Brendan Book and trying to find his way up to the 6 of Wisdom. He's still got some battling to do to close that gap, but Austin Reedy has walked away with almost a 2-second lead. If he can stay off that wall and keep it consistent, I think he will do good. And as I say that, he is into the wall once again, trying to make his way past John Honeycutt. We'll see if he can make his way past there. In the meantime, 2nd and 3rd are going to be pretty close here.
Yeah, James Hudson has slowly been reeling in that 6 of Andrew Wisdom every lap, every corner. The 50 or the 6 just struggling a little bit, but running a more conservative line at the very least. The 53 getting into the wall a little bit, and at this point in the race, I think these drivers have just decided to get everything they can get. They don't need those fenders for much longer as the laps, now that they're going green, are ticking off. Both of them hit the wall. The 53 actually uses that to his advantage. Almost was able to get side by side with the 6 as they're coming into the start-finish line.
Yeah, these two ready to have a battle out here. Andrew Wisdom going to defend his P2, but man, oh man, this is getting insane. And meanwhile, while they are battling it out, Austin Reedy is just leaving them in the dust as Hudson is going to try to bring it down low. He's not going to have enough to do anything with it. They're going to side by side as Wisdom is trying to hold it up high. These guys are having a wild battle for P2.
A wild battle. The 53 of Hudson was trying to get in clear, not able to do it. Did a good job of not sliding up into the 6 of Andrew Wisdom, who also did an excellent job of holding strong on that outside lane. The 53 again using the wall, then cutting it down off of it to try to get a run on that 6 of Andrew Wisdom. He's able to get almost clear, but not able to pull it off. The 84 in the way of the 6, that's going to hurt him. The 84 in the preferred line, the 53 going to make that pass. Now we'll see what the 6 can do if he has anything for that 53 now that he's cleared him.
Wow. Great job of these guys trying to maneuver through traffic. And take a look at this. From 6 on back, they're at least 1 lap down. The top 5 are in the lead lap, but man, oh man, this is absolutely insane, Jordan. But this battle out here, I mean, this is the closest battle that I can see. Let's take a look and see if there's anything exciting going on.
Right now, everything has gotten real spread out. These drivers basically just trying to nurse these cars home. The 45 of Enrique Quinones, that's the battle for 6. He's on the inside of Brendan Book. That is a battle for position there. The first 2 cars 1 lap down. So if we get another yellow, this could be the lucky dog spot, as Enrique Quinones trying to complete that pass on the inside lane. Brendan Book holding strong on the outside.
You guys see it right here. We have Cole saying he blew the engine, but it's so much fun out there before. Sorry to see that happened. It was so much fun watching you guys. Tinted, thank you so much for the cheers. I appreciate it. 300 biddies. Thank you. You guys are awesome tonight. I hope you're enjoying the race. It is intense out here. No joke. Like I said earlier, I am glad I'm out here in the booth.
And Brendan Book about to lose another position to Jaden Gimbel. The Gimbel going to move by him, take that 7th spot. The 7 car, it's a little wounded. It's starting to fall off just a little bit. He's going to fight back on the outside of Gimbel, but Gimbel going to continue to fight him on that inside lane. He's going to be able to clear the 7. Now the 5 of Edward Scherer, who is 31 laps down currently. He's going to try to go around both of them.
35 laps down. That is 31 laps down. That's brutal for him. Very, very strong driver out here. You can see he's missing the front end of his car. Almost makes some contact with Jaden Gimbel, but is able to make it on by here. So close, though. I'll tell you what. We have Austin Reedy just doing a fantastic job. Almost 3.5 seconds in front of 2nd place. But I'll tell you what, guys. I keep bringing it up, but I am just impressed or just shocked at how high he gets. It is absolutely incredible. And he's coming up on more lap traffic. Let's take a look at Enrique, currently sitting 6th.
For 1 month.
Cole rooting his teammate on and doing a great job out here. Very good. He's down a lap right now behind Ace Waller, who is also down a lap. These guys are just hoping, as we have 14 to go, that we have a caution, as Jordan was saying earlier. But since we've had these green flag laps, Jordan, I've been impressed with these guys.
Oh, the 11 with a close call with the 84 of Jacob Locklear. A lot of these drivers have been opting to use that inside lane to let the leaders go. The 84 kind of slid up into that preferred line, and the 11 had to cross him over. They might have made a slight amount of contact. Both of them drive away, no harm, no foul, but a close call for our leader, who does not want any more close calls, as we are nearing 10 laps to go. I believe it'll be 11 to go here at the line.
Absolutely. Tinted, thank you so much for the sub. You guys are showing so much love tonight. Thank you. That is awesome. Help desk. Rooting Keffer out here, who is currently sitting P14. Let's take a look if we can.
Yeah, he's 6 laps down, got involved in 2 accidents back to back. Just really unfortunate. Was pretty clean pretty much the first half of the race, and then was just wrong place, wrong time for a couple of incidents, and that pretty much ruined his night.
I feel like we've heard that a lot from him in a couple of races where just wrong place, wrong time, and it's really affected his races out there. 11 still on the move. A little over a 4-second lead from our 2nd place of Hudson. Andrew Wisdom in 3rd, with Matt O'Brien in 4th. Ace Waller's going to round out the top 5 tonight.
And From 6th on back, every driver is at least 2 laps down. Ace Waller, the only driver 1 lap down, as he is currently the free pass position. Only 4 cars on the lead lap, and looks like we're about to have a battle for that 3rd spot as the 17 working on the inside of the 6 of Andrew Wisdom.
Andrew Wisdom still out ahead just a little bit, but man, oh man, you could tell the battle was getting ready to brew, and 17 all over his back bumper. Andrew Wisdom is going to protect and defend his position right now. We'll see how much longer he can hold it off as we have 6 to go. We're coming down to the wire, guys. Brendan Book on the inside. These guys trying to take the outside, trying to make a clean pass on him. They managed to do so, but that is going to allow Andrew Wisdom put a tiny bit of a gap over the 17. We'll see what else he can do.
He's just trying to work every line. The 6 trying to defend, trying to throw a little bit of a block on the 17 at the end of these straightaways, but the 17 of Matthew O'Brien definitely handling just a little bit better at this moment. They're battling for that 3rd spot, but only 4 laps remaining in this race. Austin Reedy 4.5 seconds ahead of the closest competition. This is the only battle within our top 4 that is happening right now.
Let's take a look at Austin Reedy going by Jacob Locklear in that 84. 3 to go, and this is winding down, guys. I don't know if anyone can catch him. Over 4.5 seconds behind, unless something crazy happens to Austin Reedy. And don't count anything out, guys. Anything can happen. He's got some lap traffic ahead of him with 2 to go. We'll see what happens here. But I'm on the edge of my seat. This is incredible as we are on the final lap. Can we bring Austin Reedy home as the winner? Andrew Hudson back there in second. Andrew Wisdom in third. I don't know why I keep calling him that, but here we go. Let's bring him home as the winner. Austin Reedy is the winner here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Great job to him tonight.
James Hudson comes home in second, and Andrew Wisdom able to hold off Matthew O'Brien for that 3rd spot. So Reedy, Hudson, Wisdom, O'Brien, your top 4. Ace Waller will come home in the 5th spot.
We'll be sure to get these guys in here from their team chats, but a great job to them tonight. Cole, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll get Reedy out here as the winner. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was on pole also, correct?
Yes, he started first and ended up finishing first.
He started, yeah, you said it right there. We have Hudson in second. Let's bring him in here, and we'll get Wisdom out here also. These guys are so strong race after race, so super cool to see. But let's take a look at Austin Reedy as he is just out there doing some burnouts. Congratulations to you tonight, winner at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tempers flaring out here. How was your race?
It was pretty good, I think. Got a little nervous towards the end. The 6 beat me off pit road, and he was kind of pulling away from me for a while. So I didn't know. I was going to have to hope for a caution and hope to beat him on the short run, maybe get the inside on him. But I ended up tracking him down, and we got around him thanks to some lap cars being in the way. But
yeah,
I think it was a great race. Definitely hard, though. Tired after that one.
I would imagine. I mean, you guys had to be on your toes throughout the entire thing tonight. But you got pole. You came home as the winner and were able to maneuver around lap traffic. So great job to you tonight. Are there any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, Sandwich Man Racing, as always. All your die-cast needs. And then Shoney's Restaurant. Always supporting me every week. Supporting me, Bronco team.
Absolutely. Well, great job. Enjoy the win. Go celebrate. And we'll see you next time. And it'll be at Martinsville. So really cool to have.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right. All right, J-Mac, you want to give an interview to our second place of Hudson?
Yeah, second place, James started 13th, worked his way through the field. Had to do so multiple times tonight. Just a crazy race. Talk about managing the incidents. Probably had to manage the fast repair. Just a crazy night to talk about it.
You're 100% correct. I feel like we come through. I felt like we passed 1,000 cars tonight. I swear. Like you said, managing the fast repair. I got caught up in a pretty big one there. I guess about mid-race, and had to use that up. But luckily, after that, we kind of started going green. I wish that I could have cleared the lap traffic a little better in that last run. I think I could have at least held tight with Reedy. Reedy was fast. He was strong. Congratulations to him. But the Hooter Chevrolet definitely had a good night tonight, and proud to bring it home second for JSR.
A very, very strong night for James Hudson. Was able to survive and come home in P2.
Andrew Wisdom out here in the top 3. You did a great job once again here tonight. It's so fun to watch how strong you guys are. What was your strategy going into tonight, and how did it follow through for you?
Well, I was trying to get through traffic okay. I guess I didn't do a very good job of that. That was the main thing for me. It seemed like I couldn't get anybody to get out of the way to save my life there when I really needed it a couple times. And I don't know if it was just on my end, on client side, or what was going on, but it seemed like there's a couple guys wall riding, especially Reedy. Seemed like he kept bouncing off the wall whenever he got by me. So I don't know maybe if that was the tire saving strategy or what that was, but I just burned it up a little bit too quick and then kind of got caught in some traffic. But it was a pretty good points day overall, so I can't be too mad about it.
Absolutely. A great points day, and you battled your heart out there. Really fun to watch, so you have to be proud of that for sure. Is there any sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
Not just the guys over at Nitro Motorsports. They're always supportive. Even if we're having a rough night, rough race, they're always there for me, trying to get me to push through to the end. So just thanks to those guys.
Absolutely. Great job tonight, and another congratulations to Austin Reedy out there. Performed the best and came home first. But guys, next week we are off. These guys are going to enjoy an off week, and then we'll be back the next race, the next week. We're going to be headed to Martinsville. It's going to be another intense race, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Jordan, any final thoughts for the night? All right.
Oh, that was a tiring event there. Yeah, I don't know why I was muted, but I was. But just a wild race, a lot of action, a lot of incidents. It was crazy, kind of watching who was able to work through it, and who got a little luckier than others, who played their cards right, who got the best cards at the right time, and at the end of the day, Austin Reedy able to work his way up to the front and stay there.
Absolutely. Help Desk, thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We won't be back for 2 weeks, but we'll see you there at Martinsville. Until then, you guys take it easy, and thank you so much for everything. You guys are awesome.